Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Monday afternoon, March 14th. We are looking at Window Traders Market Profile, SPY IWMN, Triple Qs. Horrible day for me. Trade like an imbecile. You get what you deserve. There is no wishing or hoping in trading. Walked the room through the whole thing. Told them, please don't be in this trade. If anything, they should be on the opposite side of me. I'll go over it in a second. But before we get to that, even though the volume and tempo wasn't good, we still have a huge range. We do have 92 million on the tape with the after hours, so we're going to do about 100. It's going to be on the average. But we go out with a double distribution day tomorrow we'll treat today as two separate days, from L's high to the day's low, from F's low to the day's high. Russell goes out as a triple distribution day, as they have singles in H, G, and E. So you'll be from L's high to the day's low, G's low to F's high, and then A's low to the day's high. And Q's also a triple distribution days. They have G and E. So Q's end 7 wide, Russell ends 5 wide, we end 6 wide. Look at all the volume. They just pounded volume down here all day after attempting to go higher. So what happened this morning? Well, remember, we had a price probe and we had a trend day from Friday. Well, we opened inside the price probe, which is the most bearish thing you can do. We even went and took out yesterday's low, but we barely took it out. And then we got above the open and we started going. And initially I did well. I was long, first trade of the day, and A was a long against the low before we took it out. On the 418 calls, I did well. B period, I scalped 422 calls and did okay. Now, none of them were really big, but they were adding up. C period, same thing. Scalping calls, doing well, 423. We had two sets of single print when we started in D. D goes and takes out C's high. So we had already taken out the IB high. We had two sets of single prints. We had gotten value from lower to overlapping to lower, and there wasn't much above us. So when we pulled back in E, I'm like, okay, maybe all we're doing is shaking out some of these weak longs. That's it. Okay? Well, obviously that wasn't the case. Now I started buying them below D. Actually, I bought them, I started very small before we took out D's lows. We were still one time framing up. Once we filled the single prints, I really wasn't adding big. But then I got stubborn. I added right above the opening, better size. I was in the 422, so now they're coming out of the money sooner rather than later. I'm already almost $2 out of the money now. And then we take out the opening. We take out B's low. Well, again, I was long some pretty good size when F made a new low. Now, we kept trying to keep coming back. I had multiple opportunities because I had added size to take them off and still take a loss. But at nowhere near what I ended up. Now, we weren't trend yet. Yes, we were one time framing down in E and F, but we were not trend yet. We didn't go trend even in G, right? G even went up. I'm like, you know what? If we're able to take out F's high, I'm going to be okay. We're 4 wide up here. Maybe we're okay. Maybe that's all they want to do. Well, lo and behold, I didn't get out of enough. They went back down. As soon as they took out F's low again, started going, I took them off and had a pretty sizable loss, which I am obviously one of the goals of this year not to do. Well, again, wishing and hoping isn't part of trading. We were one-time framing there. I can give you all the reasons in the world. Value was overlapping the lower. There were no single prints yet, but again, they did the same thing on Friday. So after they tried and they went down. Anyway, that was really it. My mental reserve is kind of shot. I took one more trade. It was a very small one. It worked out when right before L took out K's high, took a long to pop the top and made something. But that's even more frustrating. So I made money on. I don't even count 2 or 3 scalps in B as different trades. To me, that's one trade I made money on. So if I just count that as one trade, I made money on 4 to 5 trades today and got hammered. So it shows you what happens when you get stubborn. As far as destinations for tomorrow, we did not price probe. Both Russell and Q's did. But we do have the single prints, 418.21 L's high, get filled at F's low of 418.84. And then believe it or not, we have nothing to today's high of 424.55. So, that's again, we talk about price vacuums. It's a $3 vacuum above that. And then we have 425.52 afternoon rally high from yesterday. For the downside, today's low of 415.79. Weekly low of 415.12, which we defended for now. 410.64 monthly low, yearly low, and 410.56 price probe from the 19th. Now, before I get to the charts, just want to tell you something quickly. Right now, Qs are in bad territory, right? They're down 20% from their highs. We'll see now how that acts. We also all lowered POC by a lot today. That's a telltale sign. But for us specifically, the market's short. If we open tomorrow below L's high, either inside of the lower distribution or below it, sellers going to be very, very comfortable, and we should go get the weekly low and then go maybe test the yearly low. However, if we open inside the upper distribution, you're going to have a lot of volume here that was called a lot of people trapped short. And then we'll see if we get the same run-up that we did like this morning. I'm a little surprised what we did today. I said I thought we would stay in balance possibly to Wednesday. Now listen, we are still in balance, but I didn't think we would be balanced with a trend day down, especially after what we did this morning. But I really have to change my thinking because this year is 1,000% different than in years, than this bull market we've had. Because every push up has not resulted in more highs. It's resulted in selling it rather than looking for longs on the pullbacks. That's definitely a change from last year and the previous years. So that's something I absolutely have to get my head wrapped around. And obviously I haven't. Because if I did have my head wrapped around it, I wouldn't have been so stubborn as we kept coming down. Because my thinking was, well, we did all this, we're going to go back up to there. Not the case. So, chart-wise, even though we're still in balance, we have a lot on the table here. So here's the weekly. The weekly is still balanced. Even if we take out last week's low, we don't come out of balance until we take out the yearly low and get acceptance below it. Going to see, are we going to do that before the Fed? I didn't think we would, but look at this. Look at triple Qs. Triple Qs already took out their 3-week balance. So right now, triple Qs are technically down. Okay? They closed right underneath it, but they stretched it a little bit. But there's only so much we can keep going with, balance and stretching. So for now, I would call the weekly down. For now, in the triple Qs. For us, we're still balanced. And also on the triple Qs, they took out last month's low already. Now, not by a lot, but they took it out. Here's us. We didn't take it out. We did not take it out yet, so it's different. And on the daily for us, it's still balanced. To me, it's a 5-day balance. So, we'll see if we're going to test the low balance low and what we do, or do we hold it and we migrate back to the top of the balance. Hope you had a better day than I did, ladies and gentlemen. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. Thanks for the likes and subscribing to the YouTube channel. Enjoy your evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.